Man, that Owl House episode was great. What was the name of it again?
Any part in this door?
Wait, I don't think that's it. It's been over 6 months since we've last seen him, but Hunter is finally back to playing major roles in new Owl House episodes. The B-plot for this episode with Luz and Amity trying to track down the author of the Azura books was solid, don't get me wrong, but this is Hunter we're talking about. Y'all know how much I simp for this character. He's my favorite character in the show, after all. It'd be a self-crime not to focus the video on him. It just would. This is the reason I'm prioritizing Owl House over Amphibia this week, too. Sorry to the Amphibia fans who prefer it over the Owl House, y'all are gonna have to wait a little longer. The cold open for this episode is the setup for Hunter's plotline throughout this episode. He's trying to repair his old Golden Guard cloak that got roughed up in Eclipse Lake, I think. The continuity on that in particular is weird because he wasn't technically wearing his traditional cloak when he fought Amity, and it couldn't have been from hunting Palisman because his go-to cloak was in fine shape when he talked to Belos at the start of Eclipse Lake. It's not solely because he tried to sew in the old Golden Guard sigil since the rest of the cloak had stitch marks in it too. If I'm missing something here, let me know, because that came off a little bit weird to me, but I digress. Belos wanted him to lead a meeting involving the Coven leaders because he was busy with something, but they all blew him off before he was given a chance to even start the meeting, prompting Darius, who was still lurking around the castle, to let Hunter know the meeting had been rescheduled. It makes me wonder if this unanimous decision was made because they found out Belos wasn't going to be the one leading it. Darius also notices Hunter's cloak, specifically pointing out the old Golden Guard sigil, elaborating on the fact that there were other Golden Guards serving Belos before Hunter, and how the one directly before Hunter was Darius's mentor, one of the strongest witches he's ever known. See, I wonder if the fact that there were other Golden Guards possibly puts a wrench in the idea of Hunter being a Grimwalker. I mean, it just makes me wonder. Darius continues to belittle Hunter by saying he doesn't deserve to wear the patch and should maybe try to getting young witches to join the Emperor's Coven to prove himself. Which in the moment definitely sounded harsh, but this was actually Darius using a version of tough love to get Hunter to live his life a little. The poor kid is 16 but has been sheltered inside Belos' castle for damn near his entire life, never socializing with other witches his age or experiencing the beauty of the youth years. Sometimes going with the flow and breaking a rule or two is super fun when you're a teen. Following orders 24/7 isn't always the best course of action, you know, especially for 16-year-olds. I really like the side of Darius' character revealed at the end because it's clear now what he did in Ida's Requiem was strictly a professional matter, not necessarily enjoying the task he had to take on. What he does value is witches holding on to their youth for as long as they can before becoming adults. Not to mention Darius giving Hunter a pentagram scroll before telling him he'll make his predecessors proud. How is it that Darius is already a better father figure to Hunter than Belos is? And he's only been in, what, 2 episodes? Is Darius just that awesome, or does Belos suck that much? Perhaps both? Willow, of course, played a major role in Hunter's plotline as well. Her plan from the start of the episode was to get a flyer derby team together, which is sort of like the Owl House's version of Harry Potter's Quidditch, since most of the sport revolves around how well players can fly on their Palisman. But I never watched Harry Potter like that, so I don't know how similar the games really are. Her inspiration to start this team seems to have stemmed from her 2 dads playing it together when they went to Hexside, but she also said she didn't really start practicing like that until after the Grudgeby match against Basha, so I guess it's complicated. Can I just say how much I love Willow's Talisman being a bee? It's perfect because bees pollinate flowers, which are plants, and she's a plant magic user. Same with Gus having a chameleon, which are lizards known for using their skin to camouflage/deceive the prey. Or predators, just like illusions. Eventually, Hunter pulls up to Hexside thinking it'd be the best place to find new Coven recruits. However, he wasn't having much luck, mainly because he's an awkward goofball who doesn't know how to talk to other kids his age. Not his fault, by the way, you know, sheltered for years, remember? That is until Willow sees him flying around Flapjack trying to escape from Viney's pet Griffin with incredible flyer derby-like form. Hunter introduces himself as Caleb, saying he transferred from the Toes, not wanting to reveal who he actually is until he makes a genuine connection with other witches. She tries to get him to join the team, which he refuses to do at first, until Willow's pamphlet about the team implies the best of the best will be part of the team, so he changes his mind. Forgot to mention the reason Willow needs such a good team as soon as possible is because the Cucklord Abomination Professor threatened to shut her down unless she won a game against the team he puts together. This little gremlin is the most petty motherfucker on the planet. She only dropped the class because her body is naturally better with plant magic, you dumb bitch. Later, Willow gets the rest of the team together, consisting of Skara, Viney, and Gus. Though because all 3 of them are distracted during the introduction, Hunter assumes they're weak and tries to take off. What I liked about this scene was it was just like how Basha was treating the Azura books earlier in the episode, assuming the contents of the book themselves are bad just because she doesn't like the cover art. Hunter didn't even see them play the game yet, and he was ready to take off. He tells Willow the reason he didn't even give them a chance is because where he comes from, even chances have to be earned. This poor kid, man. Willow refuses to let him leave just like that, though. She uses her plant magic to teleport him to Hexside's field, where Skara, Viney, and Gus truly show him what they're made of, even getting Hunter to compliment Gus's unique way of flying his Palisman.
I said it was cool!
Hunter, now feeling embarrassed about the way he acted earlier, finally gives the team a chance, but not before letting Darius know about all the quote-unquote recruits he found for Belos. The Flyer Derby sequence was not only incredible in terms of animation, but being able to feel the joy and excitement from the characters involved during it, especially Hunter. This is the first time he's had genuine fun partaking in an activity since his series debut. And poor Jerbo, by the way, this guy got tossed aside like nothing. Hunter got so emotionally invested, he even came up with the team name, the Emerald Entrails, with the team color being green, and the team consisting of witches who are more than meets the eye. When the game ends, Hunter reveals his true name to everyone, excited about how they can play more Flyer Derby as part of the Emperor's Coven together. This deception to get them to join the Coven wasn't rooted in malice either. Hunter genuinely believed this would be a good surprise, that these guys would be hyped to join the Coven. The Emperor's Coven molded this kid's entire personality. It's pretty much all he's known, so in his mind, other young witches not wanting to be a part of it is an impossible thought process. Luz and Amity were special cases, so they weren't really on his radar. Some of the Emperor's minions, including Steve, were sent to pick them up, but they wound up in a holding cell after Skara punched Steve in the face. You gotta respect Steve for not holding a grudge after that, you really do. This whole scene shows just how much Hunter is disconnected from reality, trying to rationalize how great the Coven is, assuming all those guys will just eventually get used to the idea of being part of it. Even thinking friends backstabbing each other is normal because of his exposure to the other Coven heads' behavior. To put it simply, he's socially inept to the highest degree. Willow begins to blame herself over this situation even being a thing, saying if she never insisted on Hunter joining the team, none of this would have happened, leading to a bit of an existential crisis. All the progress she's made since her debut, leaving the Abomination Coven, standing up to Basha, befriending Amity again, all of it felt pointless because of how bad this current blunder was. Hunter begins to regret his decision too. I think he saw how much he and Willow were alike, especially after she used the term half a witch like he did earlier in the episode. This has been a common theme with Hunter's character in the episodes he's played major roles in. He's able to relate to whichever character he interacts with the most in said episode, whether it be through ideals, upbringing, or personality traits. It happened with Luz, Amity, and now Willow. Also, I don't like the fact that Steve mentioned Belos collecting everyone's talisman and Darius mentioning Hunter not wanting to tell Belos about his secret talisman. Dude, that is some scary potential foreshadowing that I just do not want to think about. Can you guys shut up? Hunter tries to free the team from the ship Darius is on, only for Darius to apprehend them quite easily after the ship crashes. Though before Darius is able to finish them off, quote-unquote, Hunter puts himself between the two parties, telling Darius these guys are unfit for the Coven. Of course not meaning that, but it's the only way to get Darius to back off. The rest of the team more or less forgives Hunter after helping them escape, even implying they'll play again on Hunter's next day off. It was a very cute ending, especially with Hunter instantly adding Willow as a friend on Penstagram and using the app like a boomer. Of course, Luz and Amity's shocked reactions to the Emerald Team selfie was sick too. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Hunter again in Hollow Mind. That episode's gonna be nuts. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. Definitely not as plot heavy as last week's. It was more wholesome and character focused, but Hunter's here, so I can't complain. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below. It helps out a ton. But for now, I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Take care. Bye-bye.